All right. So we're looking at the recap of game four. Game four of the Oklahoma City win, 118 to Golden State 94. So Curry only had, he was two for 10 3-point field goals. Didn't have a lot of points. I think the only chance for them to actually win is if he has a great, outstanding game. Because with you being the MVP, so what that is, the most valuable player, when you don't perform to your ability, it affects the rest of the team. And it kind of put a target on his back. So when Jordan said, yeah, you got the the record, make sure you bring the ring, because if the Warriors, we know they won the record, we know he got the MVP, it'll be the most prolific season that was devastating because they won't get it because OKC has came out. Now something has sparked into Westbrook that has just set him off like, okay, so y'all calling Curry the best player, in the NBA, hands down, unanimous decision or whatever. This man can't guard me. And we all know that, Curry can't guard him, whatever. And Curry was never really, they were looking at for his defense, more as for his offense. But his defense kind of got overshadowed when he can make the 3-pointers. And right now he's just not. There was the stat so he's a back-to-back MVP and he was 0 for 5 in 3-point shots if uncontested. Again, his confidence isn't there. The next person on their team that is the head of that team, Green, his confidence isn't there. He only has 6 points, 11 rebounds, 1 for 7. He was outscored by Adams. So he definitely brought that. I mean, and we can see why Vegas still favored them by 2 points, only because Green played. So we know even if they didn't play, and I mean, he still had the same production, which he should have been suspended anyway, but which they upgraded it. But it doesn't even matter because it still didn't help him anyway. I mean, obviously you could tell he's still frustrated with everything that's happening. I think he has to get a little bit more physical and go to the paint and get a few easy buckets to get his confidence back, because we know a jumper ain't nothing but confidence. And right now, I mean, they're going to have to find a way to do something. I think what Steve Kerr needs to do is Steve Kerr needs to have inner scrimmage, maybe have some people, like at the playground or something or whatever, or the team play some very good, tough defense on him and kind of mimic the shooting, and then for them try to make it, because obviously, I mean, they just really just don't shoot that well when they're in when they're in OKC, or at home. So I mean, they definitely have their backs to the wall. I mean, you got to give hands down to, again, you got to give hands down to OKC. 72 points in the first half. Again, I mean, that just goes down to the Warriors defense. Like, they have so much offense, but I mean, again, when you're giving up 72 points in a half, I mean, are you even playing defense? Westbrook had a triple double, 36 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals. He got to cut down on his turnovers. He did have 6. I mean, although his counterpart on the other team, Curry, had six turnovers. Curry had 5 assists, 5 rebounds, only had 19 points, 6 for 20 field goals and shooting. Definitely. So you have Roberson getting 17 points. And just to give you stats as they do stats, when in the conference finals a team is up 3-1, 37 out of 39 times that team has went on to win. Only 2 times the team have came back and won, in a sense, 3 straight. Again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So everybody looked at OKC in the beginning of the regular season, and how they were and how they came. They beat the Spurs, and now they beat the Warriors. So I mean, their confidence is very high right now. Then you had Billy Donovan. I mean, who knows how to put that team together and also calm Westbrook down. So first time since 1984, the number 1 seed to lose 2 games by more than 20 plus points. Again, you got to give Durant credit. He had 26 points, 11 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, he is definitely playing. There was a couple times that the Warriors could have got out, and Durant, with that long wingspan, man, just put his arms up and just got the ball. I mean, he's playing like a champion. Like, he's playing like, hey, y'all forgot. Y'all call LeBron James the best player in the world. I'm number 2. regardless of how Steph Curry is. So I think they took that as a disrespect, and they came out to prove themselves. Like, why is he MVP and he can't even get out the finals? Even though they still had Green, which he should have been suspended. But again, you gotta look at the stats. The stats don't lie. OKC plus 16 on rebounds. So again, they're getting out rebounded. I mean, just the simple basics of fundamentals. That's how you beat teams. You limit them to second chance shots. OKC plus 8 on assists. OKC plus 5 on steals. OKC plus 4 on blocks. And then OKC negative 4 on turnovers. So again, they have that. So I think, like I said, for Kerr, for Kerr and them to really have a chance, I mean, they have to get their confidence level up. I mean, because obviously it's affecting everybody. You can see even when Klay Thompson got them early fouls, he was frustrated. Now, he's the only one that's been consistent, just like DeRozan has been for the Raptors, having 26 points. But when he came to sat down, he hit the floor, with his towel or whatever, his shirt a few times. I mean, he's frustrated. So it's like they're looking to Steph to be their leader, and I mean, he's just not producing. And when he's not producing, their whole team just falls down. I mean, right now they don't know what to do. I mean, they still got Green, but again, I mean, you have Iguodala. He was the MVP last year, and like he's not really producing like he normally was. I mean, because he used to come in off the bench like he was their, they're kind of like the best sixth man. Like he would come off the bench and give them points. So you definitely got to look at, I mean, what they're going to do. If they have another 72-point half again, I mean, you might as well just say it's a wrap, man. Because if they don't learn how to play defense, and I mean, they make good runs, but if they don't learn how to play defense, man, they're just not going to beat OKC. I mean, like I said, right now, Westbrook is primed to just destroy Stephen Curry because, he has the MVP. And like sometimes that stuff, you are a target. If you don't produce, because he got the MVP based off on his shooting performance, and we all know that one of the greatest shooting performances ever, shooting from half court, whatever, and it just going in, shooting and turn around looking. I mean, great. But if you don't bring home that ring, I mean, what good is it? And sometimes that stuff, it kind of just, it kind of backfires, and, it's kind of like, all right, well, we got that, we accomplished that. And it's like, they were so poised in the regular season to go after a record because you have a chance. And I agree, but they forgot at hand what it takes that you have to finish everything. So I remember, in high school when we played football, our team went, like 15-1. We ended up losing to, a team that, was like, what was it? They were 4-5 at the point, the lowest team in our league. And we were undefeated, and we were, we already had won states the year before. We were primed to go back. We lost to them. We almost won that game, but we lost to them. And that kind of put us back on, back on level ground. Like, hey, you got to play every game because, I mean, obviously their coach came in and said, you know what? If y'all can beat this team, it could turn y'all season around as far as like your confidence level. And, we got turned around. And we looked at it and we just came out, and then we got into the playoffs and we were down a team. And we said, hey, we got to get back to what we do best. And we ended up, winning the championship or whatever like that. But I mean, obviously they're going to have to, figure out something. Steve Kerr is going to have to, I mean, you're coach of the year. You're going to have to show them why, you have to make adjustments, and people are getting so many accolades, these coaches, because of the talent level. Like, not saying anything against Spoelstra, but when you have that amount of talent level, they expect you to win. And so right now, they expect Steve Kerr to win. That was all set up with Mark Jackson. Had they would have kept Mark Jackson, I definitely believe Mark Jackson would have won a championship. But it shows you right now who a real coach is, how they are defined in these difficult moments. That's why Phil Jackson was so good because, he understood the magnitude of games, like that one game in the finals when he allowed Kobe and Shaq and them to figure it out. Said they, remember they were down 17 points playing the Blazers. Rasheed Wallace and them, they had that game. Phil Jackson let him figure it out. Like, that was a great coaching decision. But that's why you see how many championships he won, because he knew how to adjust. That's the thing. You got to be able to adjust. And that's what Billy Donovan is showing right now. He's learning how to adjust, how to be able to play the game. And then, I mean, you can see obviously that Steve Kerr is playing into Billy Donovan's hands. When Billy Donovan started fouling Ezekiel, how you say his name, Ezeli, you know, then Steve Kerr started to foul, the one boy 21, they started to foul him. So you can see that, I mean, obviously that's not, really his game plan or whatever like that. They got to get up and down the court, but also, I mean, they have to get back to playing warrior basketball. And first you have to defend. I mean, we all know that they can get out and run, and that's what makes Andre Iguodala AI so valuable, is that when he gets out and run, when he's in the open court, he's a very good decision maker. If they can get him out in the court and and on fast breaks, give him the ball and let him make the decision. And the Splash Brothers and they get out there. And not only that, when you shoot the ball, go rebound it. I mean, you the first person that knows where your shot is on or off. Go rebound. Okay, you may miss that three. Go down there and rebound. I mean, there's a couple times. I mean, okay, that's a couple times the Warriors not even getting back on defense. They just lollygagging, just half running. I mean, they don't want a championship. Nobody's gonna just give you a championship. Yeah, you play Houston, and you can half play them. You know what I'm saying? And listen, not just like with the Cavs. The first couple of series they can half play that. You have to play this whole series. You got to play 4 games. You got to play it. You got to win 4 games. It's a 7-game series. That's why they play. That's why home court is so important, that you got to continue playing it. Nobody's going to give you a championship. You got to take it. That's what Jordan did. All the people that he stopped from getting, from the Cavs to Mark Price, from the Knicks, stopping them. I mean, from the great Utah Jazz. I mean, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek. I mean, we can go on down the line. He took those championships. Nobody's going to give them to you. You got to take them. I'm out, man. I'm about to go to work. I can't wait till I be on ESPN, though. Holla.